The year is 2025. The global economy is still recovering from the pandemic. Tensions between the United States and China are on the rise. In a move that shocked many, the US imposed new tariffs on over $60 billion worth of Chinese goods. These tariffs targeted key industries like computer components and electric vehicle materials. The goal was to revive American manufacturing and pressure China to change its economic practices. The US expected China to back down. It expected China to make concessions to protect its export-dependent economy. However, something unexpected happened. China didn't flinch. Instead, it unveiled a carefully crafted plan. This wasn't just a reaction, it was a calculated strategy to reshape global power. China's response was swift and targeted. It retaliated with tariffs of its own, hitting back at American agriculture, energy, and auto industries. These sectors weren't chosen randomly. They were strategically selected to inflict maximum political and economic pain on the US. The world watched with bated breath. This wasn't just a trade skirmish, it was a full-blown trade war, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The outcome of this conflict would determine the future of the global economy and the balance of power for decades to come. China's response was more than just tit-for-tat tariffs. It was a carefully calibrated counteroffensive, years in the making. China had anticipated this moment. It had been steadily reducing its reliance on the US market while building up its own domestic consumption. This foresight gave China the confidence to stand firm against American pressure. China understood the political dynamics within the United States. It knew that tariffs on agricultural products would hurt farmers in the Midwest, a key voting bloc. Similarly, tariffs on oil and gas would impact energy jobs in states like Texas, another politically important region. This strategic targeting was designed to create internal pressure on the US government. China also recognized the importance of diversifying its trade partnerships. It accelerated trade talks with other major economies like Brazil, Russia, and Mexico. China's message was clear. It didn't need the US market as much as it used to. It had other options. This multi-pronged approach revealed the depth of China's strategy. This wasn't just about economics, it was about geopolitics. China was using the trade war as an opportunity to challenge American dominance and reshape the global order. China's tariffs on American agriculture were a direct hit on the US heartland. Farmers, already struggling with low commodity prices, faced losing their biggest export market. Soybeans, pork, and corn, once destined for Chinese dinner tables, were now subject to steep tariffs, making them uncompetitive. The impact was immediate and devastating. Warehouses overflowed with unsold crops, prices plummeted. Farmers facing financial ruin were forced to delay investments, sell off equipment, and even abandon their farms. The economic pain reverberated through rural communities, impacting businesses and families. The political fallout was equally significant. Farmers, a traditionally conservative voting bloc, felt betrayed by the government they had long supported. Protests erupted across the Midwest, demanding an end to the trade war. The tariffs, intended to pressure China, were now creating a political crisis at home. China had accurately assessed the vulnerability of the US agricultural sector. By targeting this crucial part of the American economy, China was exploiting political divisions and undermining support for the trade war. The power of partnerships. As the trade war escalated, China doubled down on its efforts to reduce its dependence on the United States. It looked beyond traditional allies and forged new partnerships across the globe. This diversification strategy was crucial to weathering the storm and emerging stronger in the long run. China deepened its ties with Russia, a fellow economic powerhouse with vast natural resources. Energy deals worth billions of dollars were signed, securing reliable supplies of oil and natural gas for China's growing economy. This partnership also had a geopolitical dimension, creating a counterweight to American influence. China also strengthened its economic relations with the European Union, signing trade agreements and increasing investments. Despite some political differences, both sides saw mutual benefit in closer economic cooperation. This provided China with access to advanced technology and a large consumer market. From Southeast Asia to Latin America, China's economic footprint expanded rapidly. It poured investments into infrastructure projects, financed development initiatives, and signed free trade agreements. This global strategy was transforming China from a manufacturing powerhouse into a global economic leader. The rare earth advantage. As the trade war intensified, China played its trump card, rare earth minerals. These 17 elements are essential for a wide range of technologies, from smartphones and electric vehicles to wind turbines and military equipment. And China controls over 80% of their global production. In a thinly veiled threat, China hinted at restricting exports of rare earth minerals to the United States. This sent shockwaves through the American tech industry, which relies heavily on these materials. Companies like Apple, Tesla, and Boeing faced the prospect of supply chain disruptions and soaring costs. The potential impact on the United States military was even more concerning. Rare earth minerals are used in everything from fighter jets and missiles to radar systems and drones. A cutoff of these materials would cripple America's ability to produce and maintain its advanced weaponry. China's dominance in rare earth minerals gave it immense leverage in the trade war. It highlighted the vulnerability of the United States tech sector and the strategic importance of securing access to these critical materials. Shifting sands of energy. The trade war also spilled over into the energy sector with far-reaching consequences for global energy markets. China, the world's largest energy consumer, slapped tariffs on American oil and liquefied natural gas, making them more expensive. This move was a blow to American energy companies, which had been hoping to increase exports to China. It also forced China to seek alternative suppliers, accelerating a shift in global energy partnerships. Russia, Saudi Arabia, and other oil-producing nations stood to benefit from China's increased demand. China's energy taxes were more than just a retaliatory measure. They were part of a broader strategy to reshape global energy flows. By reducing its reliance on American energy, China was not only securing its own energy security, but also enhancing its geopolitical influence. The trade war exposed the interconnectedness of global energy markets and the geopolitical dimensions of energy security. It also highlighted the growing importance of renewable energy sources as countries sought to reduce their dependence on fossil fuels. The future of global power. The US-China trade war is a defining moment in the 21st century. It's not just about tariffs or trade deficits, it's about the fundamental reshaping of the global order. China's calculated response to United States pressure has revealed its ambition to become a global superpower. The trade war has accelerated trends that were already underway: the decline of American dominance, the rise of China, and the emergence of a multipolar world. It has also exposed the vulnerabilities of globalization and the interconnectedness of the global economy. The future of global economic leadership remains uncertain. The United States and China are locked in a battle for technological supremacy, economic influence, and geopolitical clout. The outcome of this rivalry will shape the 21st century and determine the fate of the world. The trade war is a wake-up call for the world. It's a reminder that the rules-based international order that has governed the global economy for decades is under threat. It's also a call to action for leaders to find ways to cooperate and address the challenges facing humanity, from climate change to global inequality. The stakes are high and the time to act is now.